Thank you for joining me for lesson 73 of daily Sefer mitzvahs study. We are finishing up discussing negative mitzvah 355, which is the mitzvah not to have intimacy between a man and woman outside of kiddushin, or outside of marriage. And we stipulated this is obviously a biblical, Torah defined, a Jewish law defined marriage. And there's a second verse that Rambam brings up that states, and he says that this is a second source for this mitzvah. That it says, do not defile your daughter with premarital relations. And that verse continues and says, and then you will not make the land sexually immoral, and the land will not be filled with perversion. And so this is even basically a father is not to give his daughter out in as a prostitute, or give her for premarital relations with someone out or before marriage while she's still in his care. And so obviously she's also not supposed to engage in that when she's not under his control after she's reached the age of majority. And the age of majority for a girl is 12 and a half years old, generally. So we talked about there's three ways that you would acquire a wife. Number one, I'm working from the way things used to be to the way things are today, through intimate relations. Kesef, which is giving money or something of monetary value to her, or to her, so that she would agree to be your wife. And number three, to give her a contract stating that she is now your wife. This is today done through a ksuba. So those are the three steps. Really, biblically, the first one is sufficient biblically. Deraisa, or as it's written in Scripture, you would go to a woman and you would make an agreement between the two of you that you were going to be intimate, and then you'll have witnesses who will witness you going into seclusion with her. You become intimate, and completing the act of intimacy between the two of you, and then that would be the necessary act that needs to take place in order for you to be now considered husband and wife. However, the sages banned this practice. They said that this is not appropriate because it appears immodest. So if someone was to do such a thing, they would then be flogged for rebelliousness against the court. So then the next step is kesef, to give her money or an item of value ahead of time, and say, if you accept this gift, then you are consecrated to me as my wife, and she accepts. Um, and then so now she's your wife. You then go and you are intimate with her, and you've had witnesses for this process. All right. So is that proper? It's because we've got now two different ways that we're saying that um, this is a valid marriage. So the problem here is that this could be interpreted as prostitution because you're giving her money and then you're becoming intimate with her. The difference is that you made an agreement to consecrate her as your wife, etc. But it is still problematic, and so that's why we first before Kesef, we give the kasuba or the contract for the marriage. Then we give the item of value, which today we give a ring, and then we go into seclusion with uh, together. And then at that point, all opinions and all opinions are satisfied, and so this is how you get married. So the we not only do we not want to do the sin of being intimate before marriage, we also don't want to appear that we are being doing anything of impropriety, and so that's why this is done generally publicly, with the contract, with the giving of the ring, and all of this done before valid witnesses. Um, and Yeah, marriage is a beautiful thing. Um, Intimacy between two parties, and we would say between two the husband and wife is not a sinful thing in of itself. It's a very holy thing, and that's why there are boundaries that are put on on the act of intimacy. The boundaries create the holiness of it, and even we'll learn more. I'm sure that even within even within the bounds of marriage, there are still boundaries that we have for holiness, and so these acts are good and holy and right, and there's not any should not really be any shame in them, but they must be done in order to preserve how they were intended, or what they were intended for. They must be done within the proper context. All right, thank you so much for joining me. And tomorrow we are going to move on to another mitzvah with God's help. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day in every way.